Stephanie Weigel come up and talk about the Midwest Partnership. She has worked for the North Dakota Department of Transportation for the 16 years. She's currently is the Pavement Management Engineer, which is part of NDDOT's Planning and Asset Management Division. Let's welcome Stephanie.
Good afternoon, and thanks everyone for having me here. So I will say up front, I don't have any cool pictures in my presentation. If you want to picture North Dakota, just picture a big rectangle. That's pretty much it. The first Midwestern Pavement Preservation Partnership meeting was held in 2001 in Grand Rapids, Minnesota, or Michigan, and had a little bit over 100 attendees. One takeaway from that meeting was that it was very much known or seen that a need for a one-stop shop that offered pavement preservation information and assistance was needed. So in 2002, the National Center for Pavement Preservation was established. Normally our partnership meets in the fall. Last year it was held in Traverse City, Michigan. This year it will be in Madison, Wisconsin, the first full week in November. What I will discuss today is our members, our board, task forces, which there are 3 of them, and 6 priorities to our work plan. Those are our members. We have 12 states and 3 Canadian provinces. A list of our board members is very similar to all the other partnerships, except for one difference in ours is we actually have 2 vice chairs. We made a change to our bylaw to include 2 vice chairs so that one could be from industry. We were hoping to get more industry involvement that way. For our task groups, there are 3 of them, like I said. The first one is the data group. And so what this is we survey all of our agencies to see what kind of preservation data they have and then post it to the website. We also survey them for their treatment and specifications and post that to the website, hoping that there's a link so any other state or agency who would like to see what other states are doing has direct access to it. And also it'll list like how many miles of each treatment we do. So if a neighboring agency has any questions, if one does more chip seals than the other, they can contact the one that does more or has more experience with it. The second task force is the research, proposed research. As you can see there, it's just trying to identify any needed highway research that's not currently being done. They come up with research needs statements and also a rough cost estimate of how much it would need to be researched. The third one is contractor certification. Again, you can see there just what it is to try to improve the quality and consistency of pavement preservation treatments through certification and education. And then the deliverables are also listed there too. For our work plan, like I said, we have 6 priorities. The first one being state treatment data collection. So very similar to what our first task group was, just trying to see what agency does what type of treatments and what they expect out of those treatments. And the subtasks for this include identifying the treatments used by the agencies. The agency also provide an estimated treatment life of each treatment. They furnish a treatment estimated life extension, and also they provide an average cost for each treatment that they do. Second priority there, treatments and specifications. Again, similar to our first task group, the subtask to that one is to compile treatment special provisions. That'll help to, like any agency that's looking to do a special provision or try a new treatment, that they have someone to contact that has experience with it, so they don't have to reinvent the wheel. Another subtask to that is to give a number of years the specification has been used, so whether it's new, whether it's been proven, does it work, does it not, and then also to attain the degree of success using that specification. Priority number 3, state research. Subtasks to that one include compiling state pavement preservation research projects. It's always nice to know what type of research is out there and what each agency has tried and what kind of success they've had with it. Priority number 4, submit trade magazine articles. just share pavement preservation meetings and initiatives in these articles, and show stories that have been, our way of contributing to pavement preservation. Priority number 5, development of increased industry involvement. Again, like I stated, we did create a second vice chair position for someone from the industry to try to get more industry involved. And then our last priority is explore research opportunities. Subtasks for that one include identifying needed pavement preservation research, find entities to assist in funding that type of research. And now I will talk a little bit about the North Dakota DOT. Just kind of a brief overview. We have approximately 8,500 miles of roadway that we collect each year. Our 4 lanes will collect both directions every year. The 2 lanes will alternate every other year. We own a pathway van. We've owned a pathway van since 1991, obviously not the same one. For our pavement management, we use DTIMs, kind of like others have talked about earlier with our pavement management. We do different type of reporting in-house versus what we're required to for federal reporting. I guess some fun facts about North Dakota. We are the #1 producer of sunflowers and honey in the U.S. We produce enough soybeans to make 483 billion crayons each year. And our largest lake is Lake Sakakawea, which actually has more shoreline than the entire state of California. We hold the Guinness World Record for the most snow angels made. On February 17th of 2007, 8,962 people came to our Capitol grounds and all laid down and made snow angels. Last, I guess, fun fact would be that we do have plastic grocery bags and we do pump our own gas. So, we have straws also, yes. Population-wise, we have about 750,000 people. Up until about 2010, it was always 650,000. We had a big oil boom, which added to our population. The boom is busted, so we are now broke like everybody else. Here are the treatments that we do for pavement preservation in North Dakota, also with how many years we tend to or expect to get out of them. We don't do an overly great job of tracking to see if we actually get those years. But one thing we do is to help with our programming is every year there's a group of us that go out and drive our entire interstate system. And we decide what treatments are going to be done on each segment and in what year to help with programming. And then we have 8 district offices. Once they're included in the interstate review, once we decide on the review what the next treatment's going to be, they are not allowed to change that. And we also do that on our interregional system, and we do half each year. All of our crack sealing is done in-house. Also mini macking, which I think is kind of unique to North Dakota, but basically what it is, it's using microsurface material to fill depressed cracks. So the machine just goes out there, drops some material. We have a little lawn tractor with a squeegee on it, squeegees it into the depressed cracks, and we usually do that before chip seals or thin lift overlays to help with the cracking. All the other work listed there, we contract out. North Dakota DOT also has 9 spray patchers that we use for maintenance. For quality assurance in North Dakota, we don't really have a set program. As you can see there, those are just some of the things I'm sure every state uses to assure quality assurance. However, our materials and research division, it's not really quality assurance, but they are working on a pretty robust program to start tracking research projects better. As far as training goes, again, we have no formal training program, unfortunately. We do have the North Dakota LTAP that puts on training. The North Dakota Asphalt Conference, that's put on by the North Dakota LTAP also. So it just has different presentations on any new asphalt construction processes or treatments that we've tried in North Dakota. The North Dakota Construction Conference, that's put on by the North Dakota DOT. And there the presentations will focus on any spec changes, bidding process changes, and construction process changes. That's actually a pretty big conference in North Dakota. We get close to 400 attendees, from consultants to contractors to DOT folks. One thing that's kind of tied into pavement preservation in North Dakota, but I think is something pretty unique that we do, is in 2015 we started the Transportation Innovation Program, which we call TRIP. It's a way that anybody, that's listed there, contractors, consultants, suppliers, basically anybody can submit an idea to this program. It doesn't necessarily have to be a roadway treatment. We've had some universities submit some research ideas that have been funded. So for the first 2 years, we put aside $5 million for the program. Since then, it's been $2.5 million. It's not necessarily that we had extra money to spend or we didn't spend it all. It's a lot of the different treatments we've tried, we've just used regular federal funding for it, so we didn't really need that extra money toward the program. So the way it works is once an idea is submitted, it is reviewed by the Innovation Committee. If they find it's a good idea, then they will move it on to executive management, where they will make the final decision whether we will try it or not. If they choose to go forward with the idea, then there's another committee that will get together and find a roadway to try it on. The whole point of the innovation program is so that we can try new things, and the people who submit the ideas are not held liable or finger pointed at if it doesn't work. So I guess for me, I've really liked it because coming to meetings like this, I learn what other states are doing, and I was always so frustrated. I go back to North Dakota, and again, the same idea of, well, this is just the way we've always done it, so we're not going to try anything new. So this has been a really great way to try different things in North Dakota. Here's some of the innovation projects we've tried, and they're not necessarily innovative. They're just something new that we've done in North Dakota. So the underseal projects we did one in 2015, one in 2017, and 2 are going this year. For those who don't know what it is, it's a mill, then a chip, then an overlay to try to slow the rate of reflective cracking. We did a joint project in 2016 on one of our rural interregional highways. The micro mill with microsurface, again, nothing new, but new to North Dakota. It was approved to try. We did one in last year, and then one of our district offices also thought sounded like a good idea, where they actually used some of their own maintenance money to do a second project. We've done soil stabilization. That was with the Eurotech. We've tried hydrated lime in our asphalt. We've done numerous projects using that, but we've never done one that's been used on like a full depth new asphalt roadway, so we are going to try that coming up. Fiber reinforced asphalt, we did 2 projects last year with that, and upcoming projects, we're going to do a hot in place hopefully in 2020 if we can find the funding. Cold in place, we've done that probably about 10 years ago. From what I understand, we had good success with it. But then it was one of those things where, it was never followed through on as far as research goes. Did it work? Did it not? So we're going to try it again and do a better job of tracking it this time. A wrapped chip seal. It was actually supposed to go this year. Unfortunately, the contractor who bid it bid too much work and didn't get around to it, which, has led to other discussion of how do we, maybe come up with higher disincentives to make it a higher priority. And then also the scrub seal. Again, nothing new, but we've never tried one in North Dakota. Some of these ideas too, for example, like the scrub seal, it got turned down the first time it was submitted through the innovation program. We got a new director, the DOT got a new director last year, so some of the ideas have been resubmitted, and it's up to him to sign off on it. So hopefully we can get a chance to try that.
I think it's awesome that you had a project funding mechanism. It looks like Pavement is dominating those types of projects. I assume that's open to other types of things within the DOT. That wasn't just for Pavement, was it?
No, it is open to anything from driver's license to DMV to anything. Like I said, there's been some research projects that have been submitted from the universities. And another thing too to note, like the wrapped chip seal, the first time that was submitted through the innovation program, it was turned down and still never did get signed off on. But one of our district offices again found out about it, thought it was a good idea. So, even if something gets submitted and gets turned down, doesn't mean that we won't still try it. Okay, thank you.
The preceding was produced by the National Center for Pavement Preservation. More information can be found on the web at pavementpreservation.org. Additional support provided by Michigan State University.